Hi friends, good morning. My name is Naveen George and I am here to present the group project for the subject Construction Job Site Management. For making the project charter, we took a residential building at Bahria Town, Karachi, Pakistan as our reference. Our team members are Abhijit Vijaykumar Sheila, Anita Jacob, Harjot Singh, myself Naveen George. Let's move to the project charter. Here you can see the entire description of the project. The project is a 4-story residential building at Bahria Town, Karachi, Pakistan. The organization who took the construction contract is Royal Construction Company, which is a reliable company in house construction industry in Pakistan. They have been active for construction industry for the last 20 years. The duration of the project is around 1 year, starting from 1st January 2011 to 31st December 2011. The estimated budget of the project is around 1 crore 52 lakh 54,350, which is around 1 lakh 26,593 Canadian dollar. The client or the sponsor of the project is Mr. Ali Hamza. The project manager or the construction manager of the project is Ms. Aruj Shahid. Let's move to the project purpose. It is a 4-story residential building located at Bahria Town, Karachi, Pakistan. The main contractor is Royal Construction Company and the budget is around 1,26,593 Canadian dollars. The project scales, budget, goals, implementation plan, critical risk and reduction measures are all outlined in the project charter as you see earlier. The 4-story residential house consists of 15 bedrooms, 3 kitchens, 12 bathrooms, a lawn, terrace and a garage. The materials used to make the structure is stone, steel, cement and concrete. The surface areas of the building is around 20,695 square feet. Let's move to the assumptions and constraints. At various stages of the project, energy, manpower, raw materials will be provided by the contractor. It is the responsibility of the contractor to provide these, as well as it is also the responsibility of the contractor to obtain building permits. It is anticipated that raw material cost will not escalate more than 10%, and it is necessary to complete this project on schedule. After each stage is completed, the project manager must notify to the customer. According to the natural heating and lighting, the architecture of the building is altered. Construction materials and tools which is used for the project is located on the job site. The initiative is open to skilled contractors and all the skilled contractors are participating in this to reduce noise transmission nearby the plots. Barriers should be placed around the construction site perimeters, which reduces the noise around the sites. The building work should be completed within the time frame established by the local municipality. The next slide is taken by my friend. Thank you.
Hello guys, my name is Abhijit and I will be presenting to you about the high-level project description, the risk and the project boundaries. The title of the project was construction of a residential building located at Sindh in the state of Bahria in Pakistan. And the sponsor of the project was Mr. Ali Hamza, and it was a design build delivery system undertaken by a company named Royal Construction Company. The location of the project, as I said before, was at Sindh in the state of Bahria in Pakistan. and it was a lump sum project deal. The budget of the project was about 1,26,503 Canadian dollars, and the estimated duration was around 1 year. The site area for the project was about 25,000 square feet. Now coming to project risks. Initially, they had to consider the financial risk, and it was considered as a high-level risk, as the project might exceed the estimated budget. The second one was execution risk, and it was considered as a medium-level risk, in which scenarios like occurrence of a fire or burglary was considered. Now, the third is contractual risk, in which delay in getting the building permits approved are considered, and it was categorized as a medium level risk. Now, finally, they had to consider technical risk, in which cases like law amendments in the plan when the project is ongoing by the owner, and viable mistakes done by skilled and unskilled laborers were considered. Now, coming to project boundaries. The project boundaries includes the clearance of site, construction of the building in accordance with the plan and design, and turnover to the owner, and completing the project within the given time frame. The site development was not required in the project contract. Only the construction of the building is contracted, and any additional work or requirements suggested by the stakeholders will be outside the decided cost. Now, the total area for the building is about 20,695 square feet, which comprised of 15 bedrooms, 3 kitchens, 12 bathrooms, a lawn, terrace, and a garage. My friend Harjit will be carrying on from here. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Abhijit. Good morning, everyone. So I'm going to continue with project success criteria. Well, project success criteria are the standards by which the project will be judged at the end to decide whether or not it has been successful in the eyes of stakeholders. Whatever success looks like, you have to define it so that you can own it. Well, there are some of success criteria which were followed to make this project success, which are like the project was completed on time and on budget, which is one of the most important criteria for the project success. And quality assessment, quality was reviewed timely or at the end of each phase. Better public transportation alternatives were there so that there should be no inconvenience. Improved security and dependability, annual repair and service costs have decreased. Lesson learned were submitted, which can ultimately help the organization to consider them while working on some other project. Stakeholder satisfaction, which is also one of the most important criteria for making this project successful. Then comes the summary milestone schedule. Well, milestone are the landmark moments in a project that the project team and the stakeholders use to measure progress. These are usually something significant like ending a project phase or completing a deliverable by comparing the planned milestone date and the date they actually achieve the milestone. Like here are the different stages on the right which took place in the construction of residential building. On right, their completion time frame is given. Like project was planned and authorized to proceed on 6th January 2011. And other stages like site preparation, excavation, foundation, basement, carpentry, concrete slabs, plumbing, electric, roofing, exterior finishes, insulation, drywall, flooring, painting, outdoor landscaping, cleaning, etc. are the major milestone which should be completed on time to make it a success project. Uh, where project completion date was 31st December 2011, which was on time, making it a successful project. Whereas this milestone schedule provides an estimated timeline for the life of the project. The schedule include milestone for the planning, development, construction, evaluation, reporting of the project's implementation. Thank you. From here on, Anita will continue.
Hi, I am Anita Jacob of this group, and I'm here to explain about the summary budget, stakeholder registers, and at last, the project approval requirements. So the first one is the summary budget. The budget for a project is the combined cost of all activities, tasks, and milestones that the project must fulfill. In short, it's the total amount of money you will need to finish the project that should be approved by all the stakeholders involved. It's an essential part of securing project funding. The numbers will tell stakeholders exactly how much money is needed to button up the project and when the money is needed. A well-planned budget provides the basis for the project cost control. Having an end budget estimate helps you to measure the project's actual cost against the approved budget and see how much cost you have burned already. Generally, a lot of expenses or works have been included while summarizing a budget, like salary rates, human resources, travelings, conferences, contractors' expenses, legal advisors, then expenditures to complete the project, contingencies. For here, a construction contingency of 10% is included in the cost estimate. And these contingency funds allow for a flexibility and reduce to risk of budget overruns. These are usually provided as 5 to 10% of the budget. For our project, we have provided a contingency fund of 10%. Okay. So here are the works that we have undergone to our project. That means the site preparation, excavation, OS, and we can see the expenses are provided in rupees. And the works are plumbing materials, concrete roads, paint, flooring material, electrical equipment, glass windows, wood, cement, bricks, drywall, roofing, and at last, labor. Next one is the stakeholders list. A project is successful when it achieves its objectives and meets or exceeds the expectations of the stakeholders. They are individuals who either care about or have a vested interest in your project. They are the people who are actively involved with the work of the project or have something to either gain or lose as a result of the project. And the project sponsor, generally an executive in the organization, or can be the owner of the project. And he has the authority to assign resources and enforce decisions regarding the project. And he is a stakeholder. The customer, the subcontractors, suppliers, and sometimes even the governments are stakeholders. But we have to take care that the vendors, suppliers, and the government authorities are external stakeholders. Leaving out important stakeholders or their department's functions are not discovering the error until well into the project could be a project killer. So our construction manager is Mr. Arush Shahid, and he is also a key stakeholder. And next one is the project approval requirements. Hereby we are signing off from the project because most projects require approval from external authorities. Those approvals which will have a major impact on the project and can be explicitly stated within the project charter. The project charter is not the place for a comprehensive list of approval requirements, however. So hereby we are concluding ourselves. Hope you all enjoyed our presentation. Thank you.